Shalom, Jake. Shalom. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, personal use tips to balance in favor of fair use. Let's go and get into this.
The end of Earth because of Trump's decisions, the beginning of World War III. In a chilling episode of The Simpsons, a terrifying prophecy unfolds. World War III, ignited by one reckless decision. It all begins in 2025, when Trump returns to the White House. With a series of rash and unpredictable moves, he imposes extreme sanctions on Russia and orders massive military exercises near its borders. Moscow issues warnings, but they are ignored. Then comes the final mistake. Trump authorizes an airstrike on a Russian military facility, claiming it to be a national security threat. Russia retaliates immediately. U.S. bases in Europe are obliterated overnight. China enters the war, and the world spirals into chaos. Streets of New York erupt in riots. Washington drowns in fear. Meanwhile, Trump appears on television, grinning as he declares, "We are winning," but reality tells a different story. Within months, entire continents are engulfed in war. Europe burns, Asia crumbles, the Middle East turns to ash. Biological weapons spread and millions vanish without a trace. Then comes the moment that seals humanity's fate, 2026. In a desperate move, Trump orders a nuclear strike on Moscow. Russia responds with something even bigger. Nuclear warheads are launched, headed straight for Washington, New York, and Los Angeles. The sky ignites. Cities vanish in an instant. From his underground bunker, Trump slams his fists on the table, shouting, "I was so close to winning." And then the broadcast cuts off. Civilization collapses. Oceans boil, forests burn, and the nuclear winter smothers the sun. 90% of humanity perishes within weeks. But not everyone was unprepared. Deep underground, in hidden bunkers beneath Switzerland, Norway, and New Zealand, the elite, scientists, billionaires, and the chosen few watch from the shadows. They have enough supplies to last 100 years, waiting for the day they can step into a new world. But the real question remains, will there even be a world left to return to? Comment Trump's war for part 2.
And see, don't that sound like the elite's plan? Sure, dude. Remember the Georgia Guidestones? Remember Alfred Pike, what he said? All right, that the final war, World War III, it would deal with Christianity and Islam, these different beliefs and stuff. But see, what they fail to realize is that this is the Most High's war, okay? So yeah, we're going to get into this, get some scriptures, and leave it there. Ecclesiastes 1 verse 4. One generation passeth away, and another generation cometh, but the earth abideth forever. See, they think they're going to destroy the earth. They're going to rebuild civilization. They're going to get rid of 90% of the population, and they're going to rise like the phoenix, and there's going to be a few elite people. No, you're going to get dug out of them places, and you're going into slavery, hardcore slavery, okay? The sun also arises from the sun, go down, and hastens to its place where it arose. The wind goeth toward the south, and turneth about unto the north. It whirleth about continually, and the wind returneth according to his circuits. All the rivers run into the sea, yet the sea is not full. Unto the place from whence the rivers come, thither they return again. All things are full of labor. Men cannot utter it. The eye is not satisfied with seeing, nor the ear filled with hearing. The thing that has been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done. And there's no new thing under the sun. And see, the Most High, he know all things. He already knows what's going to happen. Okay, he's using these people to deceive, and deceive is his. Okay, so yeah, let's go and get into this. This from GMS Watchman. Subscribe to the elders page and be edified. So yeah, let's get into this. Barakathai Hawa, Barakathai Hawashah, Barakathai Hawa, Barakathai Hawashah, Barakatah Hawa, Barakatah Hawashah. Call Allah, Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shah, Bashem, Rakaha, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS. Shalom and salutation to those that teach the likewise doctrine. Shalom to the Akim and the Aqua. Shalom to the scattered Israelites across the four corners of the planet. May the Most High and the Son be with you during these trying times. Well, yesterday was a really, really, really crazy and eventful day. Okay? They bombed the hell out of bases over in the Middle East where U.S. soldiers and U.S. assets was at. They was bombing Israel again, and now they're saying that out of nowhere they had a truce. Now today the truce is broken already. You see how fast that was? Peace and safety, then sudden destruction come. You see that? Yeah. So let's go and let this play.
Yeah, I do. They violated it, but Israel violated it too. Israel, as soon as we made the deal, they came out and they dropped a load of bombs, the likes of which I've never seen before. The biggest load that we've seen. I'm not happy with Israel. You know, when I say, okay, now you have 12 hours, you don't go out in the first hour and just drop everything you have on them. So I'm not happy with them. I'm not happy with Iran either. But I'm really unhappy if Israel's going out this morning because of one rocket that didn't land, that was shot, perhaps by mistake, that didn't land. I'm not happy about that. You know what? We basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
If you see something, say something.
We're going to rewind that back.
Basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
You see that? But guess who do know what he's doing? Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. And see, he's controlling these people's minds. They think that it's them, but it's not. It's him. Okay? Proverbs 21 verse 1. This is the NLT. The king's heart is like a stream of water directed by the Lord. He guides it wherever he pleases. And see, this is what he's doing. He's controlling their mind, okay, to bring about, his prophecies. Forgive me, Jake. So, yeah, before all this went down, it really didn't make mainstream news. But let me tell you what happened. Let me show you what happened. 1,000 ships. 1,000 ships. GPS was jammed in the Straits of Hormuz, sending up calls and disrupting deliveries. Now, I guess when they had the truce, you really didn't have to worry about a lot of this. But now, since the truce has been broken, this may become an issue again. You see, it say over 1,000 ships reported that GPS satellite navigation systems were jammed in the Straits of Hormuz in the last days as the Iranian parliament decided to close the passage in retaliation to the U.S. bombing of 3 nuclear sites at the weekend. Over the past week, between 970 and 1,100 ships a day have been experiencing GPS jamming in the Straits of Hormuz in the vicinity of Iran coast. So, if you're not an Iran ally, they're jamming your GPS now. You see, and this is what they're saying. The jam has significantly complicated navigation in one of the world's busiest maritime corridors, and there's been already been a report of collisions. So these big vessels are slamming into each other. They say the collision of the Front Eagle and Adeline at the end of last week may have been caused by the navigational interference. So now you had these huge oil tankers slamming into each other and shit. You see? And now the truce is over with. So see, that quick, things may spiral even further out of control. You see that? Check this out. Iran and China signed a $400 billion deal back in 2021. Okay? Now, they also have a military strategic partnership. Let me show you what came out yesterday. It really didn't make the news because there was so much going on. I'm not going to play it because we know how these devils get down. But we're going to read it. It say Gordon Chang sounds alarm on suspicious Chinese cargo flights reported near Iranian airspace. Now, there's something else that happened too. Let me find it. Now, this came out last week, several weeks ago, but yesterday it was reported. Now, listen to this. Iran orders materials from China that can make some 800 ballistic missiles. Israel said to reassure U.S. that it won't strike Iranian nuclear facilities without first receiving signal from Trump that talks have failed. Now, yesterday a report came out, and I'm looking for it now. They're saying that China is just giving them full missiles now. They disassembled, but when they get there, everything else is already in place for them. And it was 1,000 of them yesterday. Not the 800. This was earlier. And you had Chinese warships following the cargo. You see that? So this is where we at now. Now they're getting help from China. We already know Russia said they're going to give them help. Let me show you. And remember, this truce was just broken. So see, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, he ain't giving these people no breathers. Ain't no damn breathers. Just keep it going. All right, keep turning up that dial. This came out yesterday. Furious India rebukes Trump and cancels visit. So they don't even want to deal with Trump. You see that? Let's keep going. The brother Magan Ha-Amath Kaya Yahweh, why Yahweh Shah. China President Xi Jinping say world can move on without America. So see, a lot of these places, they get ready to turn against Mystery Babylon. Let's keep going. These are not the only countries. Look at this. Japan pulls out of talks with Trump administration after being ordered to spend more on defense. You see? This was Saturday. See? All these nations starting to turn against the whore. Let's keep going. And now even Canada. This from last week. It say Canada can no longer view the United States as an ally. So yeah, these things are heating up, man. Everybody getting mad at this place. Okay? People feeling the energy in the air. This is from 15 hours ago. Canada and EU signed defense pact amid strained U.S. relations and global instability. You see? It said amid Trump's disrespect of all allies, EU and Canada vow more support for Ukraine and joint work on climate crisis. So now you're starting to have these countries, they're going around the U.S. They don't want to deal with Trump. They don't want to deal with these MAGA people. And the rest of the world is starting to look at the United States. And these racist people is just the laughing stock. You see? This is where we at now. And people are now calling this place the problem. You see how quick that happened? This man ain't been in office a whole year, and he got the whole world turning against this place. This is how quick the Most High can flip things. You see? So that's why we tell you this MOTB gonna come in quick. Because when people stop using that dollar, where else they gonna get their funds from? They're gonna take it out your ass when you sign up and take that chip. And then the Most High gonna take it out of you when he nuke you. You see, he gonna take the rust out you. So yeah, we gonna get some scriptures and leave it there. But yeah, all these things are happening. They already broke the truce. So the fighting is gonna commence. So see, all this man is doing is causing more chaos and destruction. So we gonna get some scriptures and leave it there, Jake. Job 20 verse 4. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed on earth, that the triumph of the wicked is short and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment? Though his excellency mount up to the heavens and his head reach unto the clouds, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? He shall fly away as a dream and shall not be found. Yet he shall be chased away as a vision of the night. That I also which saw him shall see him no more, neither shall his place any more behold him. Yeah, because the Most High is going to exterminate this man off the earth after 1,000 years of slavery. His children shall seek to please the poor, and his hand shall restore their goods. His bones are full of the sin of his youth, which shall lie down with him in the dust. Though wickedness be sweet in his mouth, though he hide it under his tongue, though he spare it and forsake it not, but keep it still within his mouth, yet his meat is in his bowels is turned, it is the gall of ass within him. He has swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up. Yahweh shall cast them out of his belly. He shall suck the poison of ass, the viper's tongue shall slay him. You see? So yeah, not only is he getting ready to slay himself, as you see, they're all coming against each other. But ultimately, everyone is going to turn against this man. So stay prayed up, Jake. I'll see you again real soon. Call Halal, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shah, Shalom.
The end of Earth. Because of Trump's decisions, the beginning of World War III. In a chilling episode of The Simpsons, a terrifying prophecy unfolds. World War III, ignited by one reckless decision. It all begins in 2025, when Trump returns to the White House. With a series of rash and unpredictable moves, he imposes extreme sanctions on Russia and orders massive military exercises near its borders. Moscow issues warnings, but they are ignored. Then comes the final mistake. Trump authorizes an airstrike on a Russian military facility, claiming it to be a national security threat. Russia retaliates immediately. U.S. bases in Europe are obliterated overnight. China enters the war, and the world spirals into chaos.